Hello, in this video, let's talk about factoring the difference of squares. So here is an example, factor 32x squared minus 2y squared. And the first thing we do is we check to see if the exponents are written in descending order. So the highest power should be first, and then the next highest, and next, and so on. Well, we have two different letters, and they both have the same exponent, which means this is the order wouldn't make any difference. We can switch the order and work with that as well. So the first part is done. The second part is to factor out the GCF, the greatest common factor. So let's look and see if there is anything that we can take out. We see that both numbers are even. So if we factor out the 2, that leaves us with 16x to the 2 minus y to the 2. So we see that we have a difference, there is a minus, and the two things with a square, which means we are looking at the template for the difference of squares. The a is something squared, so how can I write 16x squared as something squared? Well, 16, to get 16 I will need 4 squared. To get the x squared I need the x. So my a is 4x. So in my template I can replace each a with a 4x. And then, can I write y squared as something squared? Well, yes. Y, if it is squared, would get y squared. So the b happens to be y, and that means we can fill in the rest of the template. Now, our question is finished because the only thing left to do was to break up the parentheses into factoring. We just did it using the template. So let's copy the answer. It has 2 on the outside, and then 4x minus y, and then 4x plus y. And that's a final answer. That's it for factoring this expression. Now let's look at a different factoring example. So here, let's factor 12m cubed n minus 3mn. So here, is there anything in common? Well, we can actually break it up and see. 12 can be written as 2 times 2 times 3, and then m cubed is just 3 m's, and then 1 n, and 3mn is already as simple as it gets. So what's in common? What's the most that is in common? Well, the 3 is in common among the numbers, so we take out the 3. And then 1m is in common, and 1n is also in common, which leaves us with 2 times 2, that's 4, m times m is m squared, and what times 3mn would make 3mn? Well, it would be 1. 1 times 3mn is 3mn. Sorry, and there should be minus in between, not plus. Very big difference. Huge difference. If there was a plus, we could not factor anything anymore, because there is no formula for the sum of squares. If there was a plus in the middle, this is not factorable. It would be prime. But we do have a minus. Now here's the thing. We need the difference of squares. Can I write 4m squared as something squared? Yes. 4 is going to be 2 squared is 4, and m squared is m. But what about the 1? The thing about the 1 is 1 to any power is always 1. So if we need 1 to be 1 squared, we could make it 1 squared. So in our template, a squared minus b squared, which is a minus b, a plus b, the a is 2m. So each time we see a, we put 2m. And each time we see b, we put 1. And that's how the inside of the parentheses factors. All we need to do is add this factor in here, and we're done. So we have 3mn, and then 2m minus 1, and then 2m plus 1. Sorry, 2m plus 1. And that's a complete factored version of the original question. And that's how we factor the difference of squares. And that's all for this video. Thanks a lot for your time. Take care.